the reflection. Lila had always been fascinated by antiques, so when she found an old mirror at a flea market, she couldn't resist buying it. The ornate frame was tarnished with age, but the glass was perfectly intact. She hung it in her bedroom, admiring the way it added a touch of vintage charm. That night, as she was getting ready for bed, she glanced into the mirror and saw a faint, shadowy figure standing behind her. She spun around, but there was no one there. Shaking off the unease, she convinced herself it was just a trick of the light. Days passed, and the strange occurrences became more frequent. Lila would catch glimpses of the figure out of the corner of her eye, always in the mirror. She tried moving the mirror to different rooms, but the shadow followed her everywhere. It seemed to be getting closer each time. One evening, as she was brushing her hair, the room grew cold. She looked into the mirror and saw the figure standing directly behind her, its eyes hollow and empty. Frozen with fear, she watched as it raised a skeletal hand and placed it on her shoulder. The touch was icy, sending chills down her spine. Terrified, Lila tried to move, but she was paralyzed. The figure leaned in, whispering in a voice that sounded like dry leaves rustling, "You brought me here." With a burst of adrenaline, Lila shattered the mirror with her hairbrush. The figure disappeared, and the room returned to normal. Relieved, she thought she was free from the haunting. That night, as she lay in bed, she heard a faint whisper, "I'm still here." She turned over, and in the cracked remains of the mirror, the shadowy figure watched her, its hollow eyes glowing faintly in the dark.